Hey YouTube, Denise here from Dueling Bunnies, and this is going to be a video continuing on with my last part of the Dark World segment where I was talking about strategy and your deck unity, picking the cards to get your strategy combos off the way you want them to. And in this video I wanted to quickly talk over Vincent Mireles. He got top 16 with a Darkworld deck, and the main thing that he wanted to focus or mention, because we did see a deck profile video, someone did get him to make a deck profile, something he did mention was that he does not run TOURGUIDE of the Underworld, which is pretty respectable that he could actually top 16 a YCS event without TOURGUIDE. So that does say that Dark Worlds are a good option for budget builders, but then again he runs a couple of cards in here that are a little pricey, so it's something to keep in mind. But definitely there are decks that can be competitive without TOURGUIDEs in them, guys, so make sure you keep that in mind. First things first, here is his deck list. I'll get this nice and ready for you. Vincent Mireles, top 16 Dark World. I will put a link to where I'm getting this information from. This is actually all of the top 32, I believe, of YCS Kansas with their deck lists. I'll put this down below so you can see also the other Dark World decks that topped. I will show you a couple of them. Now, Vincent Mireles' deck caught my attention, but there's a lot of things I don't like in his build, but there's a lot of things that I do understand in his build, so we'll talk about those now. Vincent Mireles runs about 16 monsters. He runs 3 Grapha, which is staple, 3 Brow, which is staple, 3 Snow, and then we have 3 Beiges, Vanguard of the Dark World. Now, Beige, we all know that when it's discarded, it special summons itself from the graveyard, so it's an easy way to bring Grapha out. When you already have Grapha engraved, you discard Beige, Beige special summons himself, bring Beige to hand, bring Grapha out, special normal summon Beige, and you, with gates on the field, you have a pretty decent beat stick in Beige and an awesome beat stick in Grapha. Really easy combos there. So I do see why he runs 3 Beige. A lot of people just run 2, but I do see the advantages of running 3. Continuing on, he runs 1 Brawn, which is pretty different. Not a lot of people run Brawn, but I could see why you would. The thing is, I don't like Brawn. I'm thinking about incorporating Brawn in my Dark World deck, but as of right now, I really don't like him in the main. He's good. When he inflicts battle damage, you can actually discard a card, so you could go off main phase 2 and do something decent there. So I definitely feel like I should incorporate him, and maybe you guys should too. Just as of right now, I don't see how I can fit him in my current Dark World build. Next card we have is Fabled Raven, and this is actually, I want to talk about that a little bit more. Fabled Raven is actually one of the cards that are worth a little bit more in the set. Okay guys, so here's what Fabled Raven is running for, and I remember buying mine at $32, but I was bidding on it and we won the bid, so that's a little different story. But we can see here that the card is definitely running for around $38 to $40, cheapest, and then we got from 40 and up, so we got 44 bucks, $45. So I would say top, the card is about 45 because that's like the baseline price that that people are selling it for right now. So it's a $45 card. I got mine for 32, which was a really good deal. So then again, guys, Fabled Raven for budget builders, for just 1 copy, 40 is not too bad. Pretty affordable. But if you want to run more than 1, which Vincent Mireles does not, then it could be a little bit more affordable. But for the younger folk, I don't know about it. We'll continue here. 1 Silva. A lot of people don't like running golds or Silvas, but I'm one of those people. Quite honestly, I feel like I just want to focus on Grapha, and if something happens to my Grapha where it's banished, then focus on being able to bring him back. Other than that, you know, there's advantages to running gold or Silva, and I could see why you would run Silva. He's just a great beat stick, and when you're running card destruction, a deck devastation virus, having a Silva in the deck, you know, definitely helps. Then he has the 1 Sanga, which is for searching, for practically staple thing. For spells, we have the 3 Gates of the Dark World, 1 Heavy Storm, and 3 Drag Down into the Grave, which is an awesome card. He runs 2 Pot of Duality, and I don't like Pot of Duality so much in this deck. I could see where it's useful, and I could see where it can hurt this deck a lot. I still am playtesting a lot with Pot of Duality in my Darkworld deck to see if I actually like it in there. As of right now, it works sometimes, doesn't work all the time. So definitely keep in mind that Pot of Duality hurts this deck very heavily. The Darkworld's special summon like a frenzy. So anything that hinders special summoning, especially when you draw into that discard outlet, Pot of Duality could slow you down. He owns one terraforming to bring the gates to his hand faster, which I could see working a lot because sometimes with such a heavy spell and trap lineup, sometimes you really don't draw into the snow or draw into a discard outlet to pitch snow to get gates. Sometimes I don't even draw into gates at all, and that's really tough. So having a terraforming is just an extra oomph to get your deck a little faster and to get everything to your hand quicker. He runs one Foolish to pitch Grapple obviously to the grave quicker, or any feint that he might need for the gates effect. One Dark Hole, 2 MSTs, 1 card Destruction, which is great in a Darkworld deck, and a Monster Reborn. Traps, he runs 1 Mirror Force, 1 Skill Drain. Skill Drain is good in Darkworlds. I, again, am playtesting with a couple of builds to finalize my build. I've tested a couple Skill Drain variant Darkworld decks. I've playtested without Skill Drain, and both work perfect. I personally feel that when you're not running Skill Drain, you could instead run Warnings and Judgment, and that saves your life points as is. Thing with Darkworlds is I don't like paying too many life points because sometimes we're empty fielded quite a lot, so we don't draw into the discard outlet, so we need to leave you an empty field and you can go off and attack us, and we take quite a bit of damage before we can actually get our plays going, unless you have a pretty fast deck, which I'm working on making it quicker and quicker and quicker to get my key plays going and always have some kind of field presence with Darkworlds. But that's not always the case. Sometimes, in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's your luck factor. Sometimes you don't draw into it and you really need to. Next, he runs a Trap Dust Shoot, 1 Deck Devi, which is awesome when you can pull it off and when you draw into it. Sometimes, you'll draw into it and it's a dead card because you need either Silva or Grapha on the field. And if you don't run Silva, then that only requires Grapha, but why would you want to pitch your Grapha to the graveyard when you just brought it out? I don't know. But, sometimes it works. Depends on how you want to pull your deck off and the strategy you're looking to complete with your deck. I personally have ran Deck Devi and it works in certain occasions. I tested it against my fiance and, I did hit him pretty hard with the Deck Devi. It got everything, definitely put me in the plus there. But I only got to pull it once out of the 3 games we played, so is it really worth it? I don't know. That's something to keep in mind. He runs 2 Mind Crush, which I could see why. You just activate Mind Crush, call Head of Exodia, pitch a card, and you just go off that way. 1 Dark Smog, 1 Solemn Judgment. Here's Dark Smog, and this came out in Photon Shockwave, so we're gonna look at how much it actually costs. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here's our couple Dark Smogs, and they're running for about $26. I got mine for $25, I believe. And some are actually running for $27, so it's a little pricey as well. We got a $40 card in Raven, a $20 card, almost $30 card here, so that's about $70 you would have to dish out if you're just planning on run. If you only want to run 1 Dark Smog. Some people like running 2, so you might want to keep that in mind as well. So there's 2 cards in this deck that can potentially hinder you from building it the way you would like to. Also, if you're not running TOURGUIDE, which I actually am running TOURGUIDE in my Darkworld deck, then you could do something with it. That's why I'm trying to show you this for the budget builders. But then again, when you don't have the Raven, you don't have the Dark Smog, how well can you pull off the Darkworld deck? Fabled Raven is a great addition to a Darkworld deck. Definitely gets key plays going. I love the card. I officially like Fabled Raven is so good in a Darkworld deck. I definitely recommend that if you're going to build one, to invest in buying a Fabled Raven. And Dark Smog is great too. Once per turn you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, discard 1 fiend type, and banish that target. I used Dark Smog on Jonathan when his BLS hit the graveyard. I activated this, targeted his BLS, I discarded my Grapha, popped the card that he had on the field, ruined his entire play. So you know, it's Dark Smog is good and it's continuous and you can do it once per turn. So sometimes, you know, I could see why you can only have one Dark Smog, but then again you might want to have two just in case they pop that one Dark Smog with an MST next turn. So, you know, something to keep in mind. Definitely I look at Vincent Mireles as an inspiration to myself and for other Darkworld enthusiasts who want to build a deck. You know, he showed us that you can do it without TOURGUIDE. The thing is, you will have to invest some kind of money into getting cards that can compensate for not having TOURGUIDE. Fabled Raven, you know, again, you can run one of him, and that's perfectly fine. I said running one or two is perfectly fine. You don't need three. Just one or two. One will do it. Trust me, guys, one will do it. If you really need Fabled Raven, you can always Gold Sark for him. You can Pot of Duality for it, whatever you want to do. But you can get Fabled Raven to hand quickly. And Dark Smog, you know, it's a plus card. I mean, it's not technically needed in a Darkworld deck, but it definitely makes it a lot better. So keep that in mind, guys. I hope you like this video. And a few shoutouts that I need to make, actually. First shoutout will go to 333 Shingi. Check out his channel. He actually asked me for a shout out, so here you go. Here's your shout out. Check out his channel. He has a pretty interesting background. If you like boobies, you'll like his background. So go and check out his channel. He has quite a lot of videos up. He does trade a lot, so if you're looking into trading, he's probably somewhere, you know, somewhere to go check out. I see a lot of trade binders and a lot of trade videos on his channel. So I'm guessing he's a trusted trader. Go ahead and check him out. Next channel I want to shout out is Neo Dreo. He's actually one of a close friend me and Jonathan have, so make sure you check out his channel as well. He is an awesome trader, very trusted, and he has great cards, which I actually need to hit him up because I found a couple that I want in his new trade binder, so I need to message you as quick as possible. And next shout out that I have to give is Firthy Boy 1996. Firthy Boy, also a great subscriber that we have, always, you know, commenting on our videos, and it's a joy to see his comments on our channel and on our videos and see how, you know, into it he is. So thank you for being a faithful subscriber, and thank you for just being there for the channel. So make sure you guys go check these guys out. If you want a shout out or anything like that, comment down below or send me a PM, and I'll make sure to write you on a list and get you in my videos. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Denise from Dueling Bunnies, and I'm out.